right. Bang, bang. This is a week in review. We are going to be doing both NFL and PGA. So you want to stay tuned. We'll do NFL first. Both were completely on fire. We're going to go over some lineups as well and show you behind the scenes of what it looks like if you are a premium member. So if you haven't, go to dfsdads.com/join. Use code RC or Price or Dustin. It don't matter. But at the very least, join our community, join our Slack where we can go over your lineups. And also, if something changes last minute, which happens before lock, we'll be able to post that in there. We post it on our socials as well. The Slack is definitely where you want to be. And we are doing a ton of upgrades on the back end. But let's quickly just get into it and show you exactly what it looks like. But Price made a killing this week on DFS and on all sports, early lineups, main slate, everything. But we're going to have him show exactly what he did and what we did as a team with our cash core to start with.
All right. Let me share my screen here. So you'll see our cash core right here. So we did update this Sunday morning. We had a debate between the three of us on do we use Gio Bernard or Jamal Williams. So we ended up saying, let's use Jamal Williams. We think he has a better matchup, higher path to more points. And that allowed us to move up to Murray at quarterback, which, I mean, he dropped 40. So that was huge for us. Kamara, he was like 60% owned in most cash. So even though he only scored 22 points at that high ownership, it's still the correct play. Jamal Williams scored 21 for us at min price. Just crushed it. Galladay, he's frustrating. He should have had a monster game, but he still ended up with 21 fantasy points. So he killed it. Keenan Allen had 24 points, killed it. McLaurin, 22 points, killed it. And Kareem Hunt had 20. So if you look at that core, it just crushed. And right here, you'll see our entire cash core. I put in $110, made $228. So right there shows you, we're going to show you who we're going to recommend and we're going to play him. And we made money. Now, the one thing we did a little differently is, so our GPP picks. So I was super heavy on Burrow and Boyd. So then I went to my builds, if it'll pull up. And so you'll see this is my player pool for the week. Burrow was my number one quarterback I used. Then McLaurin, Galladay, Adams, and Boyd. So, and then Hunt, Gurley, Carson, 5 points in 10 minutes and then gets hurt. Swift and Jones were mediocre. They both got 10 points. Gordon got 15. Gibson got 20. Latavius only got 6, but 20, I think 10, dud, and dud. But, I mean, look at these receivers. It's 22, 20, 45, 30, 30, 25, 20, 17, 20, 13, 25, 50, and then dud.
50.
I mean, just absolute fire across the board from us this week. And even the quarterbacks, Matt Ryan was the worst.
Yeah.
And
we had Herbert. We had Herbert and we had Kyler in there. Watson
then you
did
go
okay.
down the Charger stack right there. Money. The Cardinal stack. Look at that. Murray, Hopkins, and then Lockett. This one should have been better. It just, for some reason, the game flow didn't work. This one, I should have switched that to Williams because I ended up using a little bit more Williams than Dylan. And Fuller, I don't know why they line him up against Jair Alexander all game. Move off of that. And then this one right here was money. I mean, that was like almost 100-point stack right there, which is how I hit this right here. That's my early slate. So this is the main contest I won. And look at this. You got Boyd and Burrow at 12 and basically 12% each. And they combine for 70 points.
Yep. And our two cheap plays that we were all over all week. Last week it was Trey Burton. This week Njoku. He got the touchdown, so he paid off, gave us the 10 points, and gave us the salary savings at 3,000 to pay up elsewhere. And then every week we've just been smashing the cheap defensive play of the week, like literally every single week. This week was no different. We were on defense. You should spread out your ownership, but we were very heavy on Washington. Gave us 17 points. They were the second highest scoring defense of the week. Once again, just printing money. When you have cheap plays like Njoku and Washington football team, and you can go off our stack sheet, you are printing money. So good job, Price. Our cash score was smashing. Good stuff.
And then the other nice thing was hitting the afternoon slate. Luckily, it included the Kyler Murray going ham game, because having him and Lockett with Hopkins, just free money.
Yeah. We give out a ton of free picks as well for the showdown slates, and we gave out some stuff, and we have some stuff rolling with the primetime slate that started last night with Kyler Murray that you have. The only person you have is Carson, but he's 80% owned. Where's that lineup?
It is. I have to go to live right here.
All right. So look at this primetime lineup. This is a fire lineup, right? Kyler, smash. Edmonds, smash. Lockett, 56 points. Christian Kirk, another key player at 20, right? So, Carson got hurt. Can't do anything about that, but he is 80% owned. So we still have, with the second game, a lot of remaining players. So it's this lineup is definitely going to cash for sure.
And the big thing on this one, so I basically had to decide. I had to fade two of Hopkins, Metcalf, Carson. And so I decided to fade Metcalf and Hopkins. Metcalf busted. Hopkins had a Hopkins game. He scored 29. And then I think Carson, process-wise, was the correct play. He just got hurt. Because look at what Hyde did. Hyde scored like 18 fantasy points. So you would think most of that would go to Carson. He'd be at 20, and it would have paid off correctly.
For sure. All right, let's briefly, we don't want to keep this video too long. Let's go to the PGA. Go to the quick access page on the PGA price. Thank you, sir. So our cash core, go ahead.
Solid cash core. Dustin and I did have a little bet on these two guys right here. So I luckily beat him by 1 DK point, taking Patrick Reed over Webb. But super low scoring this week with, I think the winner's at minus 23 with Cantlay. So you had like minus 15, minus 16, minus 16. And then Answer had 3 rounds where he shot like 21 under, but then had a +5 round. So all of them finished top 25. They all did well. But the big thing here is, we crushed. JT and Rom tied for second. Obviously, both of them did well. Orangey had a bad Sunday, but he shot the course record on Friday and paid off there. Hatton and Matz both busted. Dave busted. Scheffler did well. Neiman finished top 20. Spieth, he had a mediocre Saturday, but shot like 7 under Sunday, so he paid off. And then Champ, Chris's boy, really paid off.
Oh, yeah. And once again, those are the fades on the far right, fades of the week, the Hatton and Matz and Day. So, that core between our PGA and NFL, if you're not smashing making money this last week, you got to join up.
And then I'll show you.
Woo. This was a fun week
there. So I switched off of Reed and a cheaper play to fit in Wolf, because I bought into I've played this course hundreds of times. I'm comfortable here, which was very costly, but I still doubled my money there. And then you'll see. So it says only 15, 11, $15, but these were $6 lineups in the 10 cent, 25 cent, 50 cent. And then the $1. So they more than paid off. I think I only had like 4 that didn't cash. So taking the 20 lineup approach has really worked for me. And then we even hit on Showdown, where look at these two assholes who just ruined. I would have been a monster Showdown, but I had Griffin and Munoz who both shot 1 under. But overall, great week for us. I mean, we smashed on PGA and NFL.
Good stuff. And where can they go, Price?
So follow us at the DFS Dads on Twitter and Facebook. DFS Dads on YouTube. Like, subscribe. A lot of free content. We're here to help you guys out. I mean, we put out 3 showdown plays every round for golf, every NFL primetime game. We're going to answer all your questions. If you join us and go to the Slack, we answer everybody's questions every morning. We update what we do on social media and the Slack. And really, I mean, our content has been fire every week. I don't think our subs have had a week where they haven't cashed. So, I mean, we put in the work so you guys don't have to, and it's been paying off.
Awesome. All right. We're going to keep it up. Masters is around the corner in a couple of weeks. NFL is just on fire right now. So we're having lots of fun, and so should you. Take that work out of it.
And keep an eye out for our showdown picks for tonight.
Facts. Once again, you'll find that on Twitter and Facebook. We're out.